Lane here at Urban Assault Paintball, a little outside of Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. Matty Marshall. I got Brandon Unger along with Dor Overby, and he's a Recoil Factory. Brandon Unger, obviously, from Seattle Thunder. Also the champion from the Chicago Open. It's ICPL, and man, it's about to go down here. Farside taking on Thunder Horse in this first match. Again, 9 teams remain. We're going to break that down to 3 here for the finals. And we're here on GoSports.com. Thank you guys so much for joining us. And, you know, Recoil Factory looked pretty good out here. Dor, obviously, Adrenaline, you guys are the champs from Chicago, so it's been real fun to watch you guys. Unfortunately, you guys are helping me commentate right now because you guys didn't make it through. Dor, I'll start with you. What are your thoughts on this tournament here?
I love it. It's my first time here. I've been wanting to come here for 2 years. And it just takes me right back to, like, when I began paintball in the 90s. You know, mechanical guns, auto cockers. I've seen all the guns that I couldn't have as a kid, you know, dreaming in the magazines, like, and now I can have them. I'm out here just living my best life.
Yeah, living your best life.
I'm expecting my mom to come up and tell me it's time to go home, you know? Like, I'm just right back to being 13, 14 years old, and it's just, if you haven't been to one of these, you got to try it. It's definitely worth it.
Yeah, absolutely. So, Brandon, you know, you guys had the championship in Chicago. We're starting things off here. Farside on the right-hand side of your 3. Thunder Horse, though, on the left-hand side, and it looks like a pretty big bite here for Farside, trying to get into the snake off the break, and it looks like a clean break for them. I don't see any bodies coming off right now. It looks like 10 alive, but Thunder Horse also getting into the snake off the break, into snake 1, and we got ourselves a 10-on-10 break right now, Dor.
Looks like Farside's going to drop 1 body out of the back triple rollie. Simultaneously, they're going to lose their snake front player.
Got one out of the snake.
So that's the first body. First 2, actually 2 bodies have dropped right now for Farside and 1 for Thunder Horse. So
Definitely.
it's a little bit. So on our screen we have Thunder Horse on the right hand side. It's actually Farside on the right hand side and Thunder Horse on your left hand side. And the referee's going to get in, check out one of the players here for Farside, trying to commit, get back into snake 1 after losing those initial 2 bodies. And that's looks like Jamin. So Jamin, who's been playing outstanding for Farside, one of the big reasons they've made it this far. On the secondary move, going to fill that spot where he lost his teammate.
So it looks like this Farside front snake player is looking to make a move. He's got to be worried about this rocket on the left-hand side. It's the triple stand-up. He's got to stay low, doing what he's doing right now, staying close to the beam as he's crawling up to the 50 snake. Now, a lot of people have been having a lot of success looking cross field from here at the 50 snake. Not so much going heads up and trying to wrap immediately. Now he's definitely got to be obviously worried about working down the tape. He's got that corner shooting down, and he could use his teammate right behind him, and also, you know, snake corner, put that guy in and start going to work.
And we've seen a ton of bodies drop from what we started calling the bunker of death here. Dor, Brandon, and this 50 snake. Lots of guys dying from the spot, but right, Jamin is in the spot trying to rip that crossfield lane. So Dor, you were kind of more on the sub side, kind of a little bit all over, but I saw you on the sub side, at least on this high profile field, right?
I was. I mainly played Dorito side corner for Arturo. And then before I then stayed on the Dorito side. But yeah, you really got to keep an eye on things and keep track. That was my biggest.
Yeah, and that side's a little bit more slower developing side of the field. It was a lot more off to the races here, snake side, try to get guys into that 50 but that Dorito side / sub slide, that side over by those trees, a little bit more slower developing. You got to be real careful over there.
Definitely, like, you know, staying behind and watching the finals, you're really learning, like, slow developing. You know, we were, I think, going way too fast, trying to get upfield. We do very well at 5-man, and 5-man is a different game. You know, you just got to get up the field, shoot people in the face, and make it happen. But here, you got to get into your bunkers. You got to line, cross it up, shoot your lanes, and let the game develop.
So 7 minutes and 35 seconds to go. Farside taking on Thunder Horse, and Farside again on the right-hand side of your screen. But Jamin here, who's again pretty consistent for Farside. I didn't really see him make a lot of mistakes. And Brandon, you know, when I saw you out here, that's kind of what your stock and trade is. You're aggressive, but you're not hyper-aggressive. You slowly but surely, sometimes when you hit the gas pedal when you need to, but just calm and methodical, yet aggressive, and that's kind of the secret sauce over here on the snake side.
It really seems like, especially working on the snake side, and particularly in 10-man. You know, like we talked about earlier, it took me a while to figure out how to kind of play a 10-man, really slow it down in my head, not be that overly aggressive snake player, trying to make those quick moves, overly aggressive, things that really don't need to be happening.
Well, everything's important out here. Now, of course, you know, it's important in X-Ball too, but you have points to work with out there. Now, we're sitting in a situation where every mistake is going to be magnified here as we are in the top 9 teams in the semifinals. This is not X-Ball, this is 10-man. So you make a mistake, and you die out of your spot, there's not another point you get out there and just get another rep and just shake it off. That's not how it works out here. You need to be extra patient. And Dora, that's what I was talking about. Now, extra patience here for Farside on that Dorito side / sub side of the field, but it looks like he gets clipped trying to make it into that inter bunker.
I know. I've seen that before.
That's it, but that's a tough field. Talk to me about the timing of the field on that side of the field, Dora.
You really got to stay ahead of it and keep track of what's going on. It's tough, and there's a lot going on. There's 10 guys on the other side of the field, and you really need to do your homework. You need to have a game plan.
Know your enemy, know your communication, make sure you're getting all that information, those variables you need.
Yeah, the communication is absolutely paramount. Not only the time calls, but the counts. And you have to keep passing the word. You have to keep everybody informed, because it can fall apart really fast.
Well, Farside has done a really good job of stacking up things here in the snake, as they have a body in snake 1, a body here at this 50. In the semifinal match, it's going to be crucial to get this first victory. It's good to see Thunder Horse, though, a team that we don't really know a ton about, able to make it into this top 5. A lot of legendary squads. I mean, I'm sitting here next to Brandon Unger, who won the last 10-man event, but that's what it is out here. You need some luck, you need a lot of skill, but it is good to see that Thunder Horse was able to squeak in. And Farside, definitely one of those teams that's been a leader of the charge here in this resurgence of the 10-man. And I knew Jamin back in the day before he had the Santa Claus beard, and he was good back in the day, and he doesn't seem to have lost a step as he is here at the 50-yard line and doing work right now for Farside.
Absolutely. It looks like, like you spoke about earlier, Thunder Horse lost their 40 sub player not too long ago. Farside did have an opportunity where they only had 2 of the Thunder Horse guns looking at the sub direction. All the players on the sub side of the field for Thunder Horse were looking at the snake, as well as even snake corner. They only had the snake 1 and this rocket over here looking at the sub side. So they had a really good advantage they could have used. They had 2 bodies over on the sub side. They could have filtered this back body over into the sub side and really pushed the tempo, because most of the guns on that sub side were looking cross. So they had the opportunity. They only had to battle 2 guys. But luckily, they were at least get that kill directly ahead of them.
Lots of bodies left out here on the field for Farside as they finally drop a body, and it's from the back corner bunker here on the snake side of the field immediately. I believe that's Brock, and he's going to make the fill over. There goes another body coming over from that triple lay down in the back center.
That is the bunker of death.
Which bunker are you talking about right now, Dor?
This back center. That's a tight one.
Yeah, I've actually seen a lot of bodies drop from that spot. I feel, to me, the bunkers of death is 50 snake. I've definitely seen some bodies, strangely, drop out of that back center. But that's because so many bodies are, have floated up on these sides of the field. Get those, paintball's a game of angles. So
it is.
Once you get out wide, it's going to make things tighter for those players in the center of the field. Jamin comes up and pops the top here at the 50 snake to try to get a better angle and going to get a drop on his opponent. Jamin, Hunky right now is just handling business here for Farside. He's going to create an advantage. There's no one in the snake right now for Thunder Horse with 3 minutes and 27 seconds left to go. So Farside trying to take the initiative here in this top 9 semifinal match. The referees checking him out. Wilson, super ref over there. And it looks like he's going to pull him out. And Brandon, this is one of those frustrating deaths that we've seen out of here. But luckily, they do have a body right behind him. I believe it's Andy Horvath.
It looks like it is Andy Horvath. That was a great fill-in just to support his front snake player. A lot of teams were having success doing that today. Lose the front guy, like we talked about, it's one of those everyone's dying out of that bunker. I was talking about this earlier this week, talking to my team that I coach, telling them that the skill of hiding is almost like a lost art.
The skill of hiding. No, I'm definitely not saying. We're not joking. Yeah. That's a real thing.
And I'm not saying like I am good or anything like that at it. But
think small.
Be small. Think small. Be small.
Being aware, like if someone shoots at you, you don't have to battle. Like bottom line, especially 10-man, right? It's a very slow, methodical game.
1000%.
You got to slow it down. And you got to think. You got to rely on your team.
But that's what's so. I just love this format. I grew up playing it and cut my teeth in pro paintball on the 10-man field and seeing. Dor, obviously, you played a lot of tournament paintball over the years, and Brandon, you being an up-and-coming star in the pro division, but this is kind of your guys' first look. I know you had Chicago, but Dor, this is your first event here, but it is such a complex game in the 10-man format.
It really is.
I wanted to just point something out real quick. If Andy was talking to his back snake corner player, they only have the opposing snake corner looking down the wire. So if Andy could work with his back player, put him in, Andy can sneak his way into their snake, come up, shoot the right 50, and then start wrapping on the inside of it. You can shoot the 35 sub, and take those easy 2 guys, clear that field, allow his team to now sweep that side of the field.
Well, if you were Horvath, what would you be doing right now?
Trying to establish communication, especially over to my center player. Make sure he knows what I know. Make sure we're all on the same page.
Get off your gun and scream until you get a response.
Absolutely. You got to talk to each other.
Looks like John Dresser with the move for Farside, legendary Farside player, the guy that runs PB Nation. And Horvath, though, getting caught in this 50 bunker of death here. Snake side just constantly, people, man, losing bodies out of this spot. This has been seen it time and time again. But looks like Thunderstruck is losing bodies, and another body comes off. I think that's Brock Jolliffe. He's taking the walk right now for Farside. So a double dose of death for both squads. And here comes the big move in the center.
And
there's a little controversy going on. Farside's going to try to take the advantage of the chaos.
And that was John Dresser. So John Dresser, I think, trying to take the advantage in the center of the field. And he comes through and gets his man. A little reposition for Thunder Horse as they have to do a little tactical retreat to get to that back bunker. They're also going to dive into Snake 1. Another body comes off for Farside as Thunder Horse makes his move into the 50 Snake. And quite an interesting turn of events here with just 34 seconds left to go.
Now it's going to be a 2-on-2. Actually, no, sorry. It's 3-on-1 if I'm correct.
Oh, he's just running into the gun.
Yeah,
That was a terrible move. Not sure exactly what he was
did
thinking.
that leave a mark?
Yeah.
I think it left a mark.
The last Farside body.
Check me out, ref.
Not
How we
enough
doing?
time.
So a little bit of a stalemate here. Neither team going to be getting that pull or hang, and it's going to come down to bodies. So we're going to be moving on to our second game as we are getting through here. So we got Chris Cole, legendary squad here with the Ground Zero Gold Boys put together by Will Arroyo. He also picked up both Harrison Fry and Greg Rochtek coming over from Thunder. So these are a couple of your teammates out here, Brandon.
Absolutely.